If you drink a zero-calorie beverage like Diet Coke and combine it with something super fatty like pizza, the fat binding molecules actually increase and you start to gain weight instead of losing it because of how the Diet Coke interacts with your pizza. And that's something a lot of people say that is complete bullshit. We live in a crazy freaking world, guys, where anybody can say anything online without any scientific backing. And if you say it with enough emphasis and enough belief, the people watching, you guys, will probably believe it without checking it yourself. It is so important nowadays to not blindly believe in these fancy new mechanisms that can lead you to fat loss or be healthy. I'm going to be blunt here. It is really easy to lose weight and get in shape. We've known how to do it for hundreds of years. You exercise and you eat moderately. You eat a whole food diet. You go outside. The hard part is the mindset. The mindset is what keeps us back because we're always looking for something faster, quicker, better. No matter what we're doing, even like just think of it if you can't think of it in the way of, health, think of it monetarily. You're trying to get rich quick, right? You don't want to get rich in 50 years. You don't want to put in that time. You're looking for the quick maneuver where you can just flip that $100 into $1 million. And the same thing happens with us when we want to get healthier or in better shape. We're looking for something different that we haven't heard before. But the sad part is that stuff doesn't work. The stuff that works is the boring stuff, the mundane things that really aren't that flashy. And they're not flashy because it takes a lot of work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not willing to reap the rewards. And you don't deserve them, honestly. If you're not willing to put in the effort, what it takes to get change, you're not going to get those results. And you can cry and moan that, somebody else has it better than you or, they're blessed with better genetics. But that doesn't affect you. That will do nothing for you. What will do something for you is you putting in the work and not listening to all this bullshit on social media or people even on TV that quote on doctors that are trying to give you these like weight loss tips, this fat burning tea, this extra burning calorie exercise. None of that should be on your radar. It's all of a distraction from what you need to focus on that hard work, on putting effort into your diet, putting effort on getting better at those boring lifts, something that you can consistently do, okay? Because nothing you do for a long time consistently stays, I don't know, let's say magical. It's not, I'm not super happy to, get a new car or get in the car after a few times, right? That when you get a new car, you're like, oh, yeah, this is fun to drive. One weekend, this is still fun to drive. 1 month in, it's pretty good. 5 years in, you're just like, please just get me to point A to B. Because the pizzazz of things fades, but that consistent work needs to continue. And that's where we build in discipline because that motivation is that pizzazz. It gets you going. But the discipline is what keeps you consistent throughout time, keeps those results. Stop looking for the motivation and the pizzazz of, you know, motivational stories or, like I said, fancy things you've never heard before, like a weight loss belt that makes you burn more calories because you put coconut oil and wrap yourself up and it makes you sweat more. And for some reason, you're burning twice as many calories. It sounds great, but it doesn't work. What works is the hard labor you have to put in. You have to put in your time. We got to stop trying to avoid putting in our time to get the results because you have to put currency, and that's your time. Your time is your currency, and you put it in the machine, and it gives you the results, right? You put the time into your body, and you get the results you put the currency in for. And we got to keep doing that over and over again. And eventually it does get easier, but sometimes it's not always fun. Sometimes it's not always quick, but that's just life. Life isn't always exactly how we want it to be. But if you put in enough effort and time towards the results you are looking for, you will get them over time if you're putting the work in properly. That's why you hire coaches. That's why you hire mentors. That's why you go to school to save you that time, to help guide you so you can kind of use your currency more strategically. So let's stop looking for these, 1 in a million results or fancy schmancy things that we've never heard of for a reason. If you've never heard of it, I guarantee you there's a reason for it because it probably doesn't work and it's some type of marketing. So let's stop looking for the shiny, that shiny object because at the end of the day, the boring stuff gets results. Love the boring stuff. Fall in love with the process to your results and you'll have them permanently.